up, y'all? It's your girl Brandi Michelle coming at you with another review. This time on Married to Medicine, Season 9, Episode 1, Bless This Mess. So before we get started, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on awesome content like this. So, okay, first of all, don't be looking at me like that. I know y'all probably like, this ain't you. Who this girl? Who you be? It's me, y'all. You know, it's just the fact that, you know, now in past seasons, the ladies of Married to Medicine have been known to give some, you know, very nice and fierce and lovely confessional looks. And I just wanted to, you know, spruce up a little bit because I wanted to give what was supposed to be given when I gave what I got. And you know, I think I cleaned up pretty nice. You know, I got my little hairpiece and my little frontal going on. I got my little dress, my little thing going on, and ow. I think I would look good in the confessional. What y'all think? So yeah, but I'm just doing this today. So after this, don't worry, I'll be back to normal. But yeah, here we go. So I didn't know that we were on Season 9 of Married to Medicine. It's been so long since the last season ended. I almost kind of sort of forgot about my peoples. But I mean, I still love my peoples, but still I was just like, dang, where y'all been? Where y'all been hiding? What's really going on? So, needless to say, they're back. And I'm glad they're back. So, I'm going to try and get into this review. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. As much as I love Married to Medicine, it was a struggle for me to try to get through this episode. But I'm gonna do what I do when I do what I do. And, I mean, if my review is a struggle, it's because, like I said, it was a struggle for me to get through this. I don't know what it was. But, I mean, we just gonna make like chicken and wing it. And we gonna get through this together. Okay. So, the episode opens up with Dr. Heavenly and her family and a snake. Let me find out production was trying to be shady, having that big old snake out there with Heavenly. Y'all trying to say Heavenly is a snake? Y'all trying to say she the snaky dake in the bunch? Is that what y'all saying? Because out of all people, why would they have a snake in the opening scene with Heavenly? Y'all trying to drop some context clues of what's going to be going on as the season progresses? I guess we shall see. Then we see Dr. Jackie, booked and busy, per usual, making the coins, getting to the bag, making that paper. And I love it. Anila, I see she's still here. And so is her family. And no tea, no shade. No, you know what? All tea, all shade. But I can't handle her mama this season. I'm sorry, but that lady, and I don't mean no disrespect at all, but that lady was a lot. Like, I cannot. It's just, she's like a big ball of negativity. It's like no matter what's going on, what the situation is, she ain't gonna just say nothing nice. It's like when the lady comes on the screen, it's like, you know, like a balloon, and when it's all nice and full of air, and then all of a sudden it's just deflated. Like, that's how my spirit feels whenever I see this lady, because it's like I'm on pins and needles, because it's like I know she gonna say something to suck the life out of the room. She gonna say something to make somebody feel bad. She gonna say something about something that need to stay in her head. Why y'all trying to push this lady on me like that? Like, why y'all won't do this? Like, Married to Medicine is a show that I enjoy, but why y'all doing this? Why? Anyway, so it's nice to see Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone back together again. I was really shocked to see them riding in the car together. I was almost expecting like Simone to kind of push Jackie out, even though Jackie was the one driving. Because I don't know, but it's good to see those two back together. It really hurt my heart when they had been at odds. Like, the last season and everything like that. But it's good to see them in a pretty good space. So then they start talking all this doctor stuff. A whole lot of this is going over my head because that's, that's out of my degree range. That's out of my pay grade. I don't really know what's going on. So they start talking about O shots and P shots. And I'm just like, okay, I'm a little too young to be hearing such things. So I just kind of tune that out and turn my brain off because I don't want to hear anything that's going to scar me for life. So in the words of Gladys Knight, I'm just going to walk on by. Wait, is that Gladys Knight or was that Dionne Warwick? That was one of them. But yeah, we just gonna move on past that because I'm not trying to hear about all that stuff, going and getting shots and learning all about that to change all the woo-wah and the hoo-ha and the too-ta. I'm not trying to hear all that. So we switched to Dr. Heavenly and her family. I must say, I love Dr. Heavenly family. I really do. I just love the family. But who told Alora to grow up? Like, I remember her being a little itty bitty idiot, telling her mama where to head in and setting her straight when she thought she knew everything. Like, that's the Laura I remember. But this one right here, I mean, she's just been bloomed and just been grown up, and she's really turned into a lovely young lady. And it's very nice to see, but I really feel old. I don't appreciate her for making me feel old and everything, because I remember when this show first started, how small she was, and now she has the nerve to be 16. Like, excuse me, ma'am, how dare you get older? Because that means I'm getting older, and if I get older, that means I'm gonna have more gray hair, and then if I have more gray hair, then that means, you know what, that's a rant and a tangent for another time. We're gonna try and reel it back in. So we see Heavenly and Laura talking, and then Quiet comes up. And she alludes to the fact that Laura is getting ready for a driving lesson with her dad. That is so cute and awesome that he's teaching her how to drive. And the fact that homegirl got a Range Rover at 16. Do it big then. Everybody ain't able. So once Laura leaves to go for her lesson with her dad, Quiet asks Heavenly about Contessa, because she's like, you and Contessa used to be like ace boon coons, like y'all was, like Jack and Jill going up the hill. Y'all used to be like real close. Like, what happened? And Heavenly mentions that, she hasn't heard from Contessa in some months, and the way they used to talk and text and go out and braid each other's wigs and paint each other's nails and file each other's bunions. They used to do all kind of things together, but now they just don't do it no more. And Heavenly is just so lost in the sauce. She just so caught off guard. She just don't know what had happened. So since Heavenly seems to have temporary amnesia, production comes in and they want to let us know what had happened, since Heavenly will act like she don't know what had happened. So cue the zoom in and Contessa's confessional with the receipts. So Contessa is like, she called my marriage fake. She said I was in an abusive marriage. She said my man's hairline was running away from his head. She said, okay, well, she ain't say that part, but I mean, the energy that she was giving off was like she was real irritated with what Heavenly did. And she just wasn't feeling her. So she was like, for Heavenly to be like, she don't know what's going on, she was saying, yeah, she know what it is. I mean, honestly, truthfully, for real though, like, I can kind of see why Contessa felt away. Because, I mean, really everybody was speaking on her marriage. But I think the fact that Heavenly got on her YouTube channel that has like a whole lot of people out there, and she was saying like a whole lot of stuff, even though it was good content, and I'm sure she was getting good, coinage from those videos. If Contessa was really like, yo boo bear and all this good stuff right there, like, certain lines just don't need to be crossed. Not even for that good old YouTube check. Like, was it really worth it? And then again, with some people, I guess it's all about the money. Okay, so we see Dr. Contessa training with her personal trainer. I know everybody has that personal preference, right? But I'm sorry, but like, it's one thing to be fit it's one thing to be like, you know, really conscious of your body and wanting to be muscular, but then there's too much. And her training was just too much. Like, he just looked really, really uncomfortable. Like, his veins looked like they couldn't breathe. Like, the veins that were in his arms, it looked like they were suffocating. Like, he kind of reminded me of, like, you remember that SpongeBob episode where I think like SpongeBob had some like inflatable muscular arms because he wanted to walk around and look like he was big built or whatever. Like, that's how her trainer's arms was looking. Like, he just looked like like he was just real uncomfortable. Like, he had on his nephew's shirt or something, and I don't even see how he got in that. Like, that was a little too much. But but yeah, anyway, so Contessa says, you know, that she and Scott are sort of in a good place and they were going to get divorced, and she had planned on selling the house. She had called the realtor. She had told Scott, get your hat, your coat, get the bubble out the door. We ain't going to do this no more. And then Scott was like, no, I love you and I need you, Tessa, and we're going to go to therapy. We're going to fight through this. Okay, I'm sure it wasn't all that dramatical, but I mean, it probably happened that way. We just didn't see it because the cameras weren't there. But yeah. So they went to therapy, and according to her, you know, they're all to the good because she's standing in the driveway in a bikini training for a fitness competition. So that's proof right there that therapy works. But wait, what Tessa done did to her face? Like, is it just the makeup? Is it the lighting? Because her face is looking real brand newish to me. Or maybe, I don't know, is it the contour? Is it my eyes? Do I just need to go get a stronger prescription for my lenses? Like, I don't know. She was looking real different to me. But you know what kind of threw me off? For somebody that said, you know, that, you know, the divorce was off the table and they were doing better and things like that. The way she was saying she was still, you know, working on herself, and she was still, you know, working on her body and all that. Even though she's not single and ready to mingle, if that should ever happen, she'll be well equipped to do so. Like, why would you even have that in the back of your mind? If I become single and ready to mingle, then I'll be ready to get out there because my body will be boom pow pow. Like you supposed to be married and still working on your marriage. Why would a thought of being single even cross your mind? Like, are you really not as happy as what you're saying? Are you just saying that you all are in a good place to save face because you don't want nobody all up in your business that you brought them in because you brought them into it? Like, I don't get you, Tessa. Like, why would you say that? Because goodness gracious knows, if Scott would have said something like that, he'd have been tarred and feathered and... Anywho. So we move on to Quad. Her dogs are very colorful. They're very festive. I don't know, I've always found that weird. Like, well, then again, I mean, people can wear different color wigs. I guess dogs can have different color fur. It's their prerogative. So do what you do. Her house is gorge. Miss Quad, she got it, baby. That house is everything. So we see that her family is with her now. She has a mom and her nephew. And when I tell you, my heart broke for that baby when they, you know, let it be known he's having issues in school, and when he opened up about it being because he's been thinking about his dad that passed away. Oh my gosh, that broke me. I hate to see anybody in pain. I hate to see anybody hurting like that. And I just hope he really gets the help and the therapy that he needs. And that entire family, you know, I'm really praying for them, because dealing with grief is never easy. Dealing with the loss of a loved one is never easy. And then having to do that in front of, you know, a whole bunch of cameras and other people. I don't, now that I think about it, maybe this probably isn't the best thing for him, but I mean, I don't know. But hopefully, you know, he's able to heal from that and he can grow up to be a very well-adjusted young man. And then we switch from Quad and her folks to, I could have sworn I told y'all not to be showing Anil and Mama like that this season, but y'all just don't listen. I told y'all not to do it, and then what y'all do, y'all did it. Y'all worse than like a little child that you tell them, baby, don't touch that stove is hot. And then they still put their hand over there even though you told them not to do it. Like why would you do it after I told you not to do it? Y'all just go. So they're finally in their house after 3 years. And according to Dr. Kieran, he said if he could sum up the whole, you know, home building process and everything they've gone through, he would sum it up as regret. I guess he regrets putting his foot down. I guess he regrets not telling his wife, no, we're not doing this. I don't care what you say. I don't care how much you pout. I don't care how much you cry. We're not doing it. I mean, regret is a harsh word. You can't really, you know, say you regret it because you still didn't have to, you know, go through with it. So, I mean, if you're going to be mad or upset with anybody, be mad at yourself because, you know, you didn't really have to go through with it if you didn't really want to, you know, do it or whatever. But hey, I like the fact that he does have no filter and he cuts no corners though. But I mean, you in it now, so might as well just deal with what you got, bruh. So they're talking about blessing the home and getting rid of the evil spirits and bringing in good spirits. And I don't know how you gonna bring in good spirits and you know, Anila's mom is there. But maybe some of the blessing can kind of, you know, fall on her and she can Harlem shake some of that the negativity that she spews out. Maybe some of that can just fall off, you know? Who knows? Maybe it'll happen. So Toya's old house has been sold and now they're renting. Are we surprised by any of this? I'm not. Because this is kind of like a repeat pattern. Like they find a house, they get in the house, they move. They find a house, they get in the house, they move. At some point, you gotta like set up roots somewhere. Those kids need stability. Like they change houses like some people change. I'm not gonna say drawers because I hope people don't change drawers like every few years. But I mean, at some point, y'all gotta stop. Like those kids have to change schools and all kind of stuff. Like find you some place and sit down. Like why do you keep moving so much? Like girl, learn to be content. Like you got Eugene working 40, 11, 50,000 million billion hours to try to please you, and then when he builds this big old gigantomenormous castle for you, and then all of a sudden your dream house not your dream house. Like girl, what? So anyway, according to her, the last house wasn't large enough for them, even though it was gigantonormous. Yes, gigantonormous. Get into that word, gigantonormous. I don't know with that one. So Eugene comes home and she's yelling at one of the boys about using the elevator, and then the other one didn't put the socks back in the thing where she wanted them to go, and Eugene just wants some quiet. And really, I just want some quiet for him too, because it seemed like with poor Eugene, like he can't catch a break. Like he just can't do nothing right. Like the man just got home from working a 75-hour shift. You think the first thing he want to hear is your big loud mouth just yelling and hollering and hollering and yelling for no reason? And she talking about, you ought to be used to this because you're in a black house. Like, ma'am, all black houses don't do that. You don't have to yell to get your point across. You can talk like a normal human being. It's not that serious. This man has been in a stressful, yes with a K, a stressful environment for the past 300 hours. And you think the first thing he want to do when he open the door and set his foot up in there is your loud mouth screaming and hollering? Like, girl, I'm gonna need you to get it together. Like, what is the problem, ma'am? So anyway, she mentions that Anila invited her to their housewarming, house blessing, house party, shindig, thingamajig that they're throwing. But she says that Anila's son came to the door and invited her, and Anila was in the car like, hey girl, yeah, you gonna come to the party, right? Okay, all right, that's cute, bye sis. But she didn't bother to get out the car. And Toya's like, yeah, so she couldn't even come to the door, but she so-called want me to come to their housewarming, their house party, their shindig, soiree, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog bone. Nah, I'm not feeling that. And Eugene is such a guy. Like, guys just don't really pick up on things like this. He's just like, well, if she didn't really want you to be there, she wouldn't have invited you. Eugene is such a guy. I mean, I'm kind of with Toya on this one because I feel like if we're trying to repair a friendship or we're trying to get, things back on track, you wouldn't send your son to the door with an invitation while you sit in the car and yell. Like, why couldn't you just come up to the door and invite me yourself? Why you had to yell out thing like, just in case something happened or you thought you was in like a really rough neighborhood or something, and you thought at any given moment you had to tell your driver take off. Like, that didn't make sense to me. Like, why would you yell from the car? And why would you send the son? Like, did you think if you went up to the door, she was just gonna slam the door in your face? So you sent the baby to kind of, I don't know, test the water. I don't know. That whole thing was kind of weird to me. So let's see here. I'm sorry, y'all. Like I told y'all, this first episode was just kind of, it was just a screw. I'm hoping the rest of the season is kind of more together than what this is, because I don't know. But yeah, Dr. Contessa is still on some. She's not trying to see Dr. Heavenly because she still feel the ways about everything that was said. And my whole thing is, if she feel a way about Dr. Heavenly, yeah, I know she did it on her YouTube platform, but everybody said something about your marriage. So if you're going to be mad at Dr. Heavenly, be mad at everybody, because everybody said something. And the only reason why everybody said something was because you brought them into it. So really, ultimately, if you're going to be mad at anybody, be mad at yourself for opening up your mouth. Because if you ain't want nobody to give their opinion or their unsolicited advice, then you should have kept your mouth shut. If you had kept your mouth shut, wouldn't nobody have known anything that was going on. They wouldn't have had no opinion about anything. You wouldn't have had a reason to get mad. So yeah, there's that. So Dr. Heavenly rolls up to Anila's housewarming party, shindig, soiree, thingamajig, and she came with a +1. Like, why do people do that? Like, why would you roll up to this girl's house if you didn't ask her, is it okay if I bring somebody with me? I hate when people do that. I've had things in the past and I invite a set number of people and then here they come with extra folks and then we running out of food. Like, why do you do that? What makes you think people just want any old person up in their house? Like, you don't just invite no any and everybody up into your house. Like, you don't want all that energy and stuff coming up in there. You don't know what kind of bad stuff they might come up in there with and leave up in your house. You don't just open up your house to know any and everybody. So if I invite you, then I'm inviting you. I'm not inviting you and your friend and your cousin and your play sister and their neighbor and their dog Rufus. Like, no, don't do that. That's rude. Oh my gosh, what do people used to think with? Then again, I guess people don't be thinking, because if they were thinking, they wouldn't do dumb stuff like that. So, next thing you know, Dr. Heavenly is mad because she sees a woman all up in Dr. Damon Daddy's face. Now, from what I could see, the woman wasn't even all up in his face. She was just kind of talking. She might have just wanted a little camera time, because he even looked like she was really saying anything to him. Dr. Heavenly don't want nobody around Dr. Damon Daddy, okay? Don't you look at him. Don't you talk to him. Don't you breathe his air. If he pass out, you just let him hit the floor. You don't touch Dr. Damon Daddy. Like, she don't play about that man. Child. So, of course, in the confessionals, you know, the producers got to be shady because that's their job. So they ask if he has any female friends. That boy started stuttering like Porky Pig because Heavenly was over there breathing down his neck like a fire-breathing dragon. And I'm pretty sure he wanted to say that he did, but out of fear, he said that he didn't have any female friends. But it's okay, Dr. Damon, just blink once if you need help. And if you do, we will send the cavalry to come and help you. Because, I mean, we got your back, bro. It's okay if you have female friends. Like, don't let Dr. Heavenly punk you, dog. Speak up. Say it with your chest. What she gonna do? She ain't gonna do nothing. Anyway, Contessa rolls up to Anila's housewarming bash party soiree shindig, and she's dressed like an extra from the Remember the Time video. Now, they were celebrating not only Anila's housewarming, but it's also a holiday for her culture. I'm sorry, I forgot what it was, because like I said, this episode had me tuning in and out, and I was thinking about like llamas and sheep jumping over a fence. So I can't really remember what it was called, but everybody was dressed appropriately, and then Contessa rolled up, like I said, in a whole walk like an Egyptian outfit, and I'm not really sure what was going on with that. Sis didn't understand the assignment. Like, I think she just missed class altogether that day, because that wasn't given what it should have been given. Like, it just, that just wasn't it. She'd have done better just wearing a t-shirt and jeans instead of walking around looking like, you know, Cleopatra's little sister. I'm just saying. So she goes and she speaks to everybody, and there's a little dry exchange with she and Heavenly, which she could have kept. I don't like them dry highs. I don't. I'd rather you just walk past me and ignore me than to be like, oh hey. No, don't hey me. Like, you can hey, keep that to yourself. Like, no, don't oh hey like I was invisible, and then all of a sudden you saw me. Oh hey, my diet working that well. You can't just say hey. Like, no, I don't do dry haze. That's So now So Dr. Jackie questions if the evil spirits are out, and it's obvious that while the evil spirits may be gone, the shady spirits are alive and well, because that whole little exchange was just a little too shady for me, honey. So Toya and Eugene roll up, like literally roll up in their golf cart, just in case they gotta make a quick escape. These two are characters. Toya speaks to their old house as they roll up to Anila's house. Anila gives a house tour, and she's like, well, I get everything for free because I'm a blogger, and this is my $500 million room, and this costs this much, and this costs that much. And I don't know, but I just thought it was rather tacky-yacky to be dropping prices of stuff. Like, okay, it's great that you got all that for free, but to drop price tags on stuff, like, who does that? That was kind of ill to me. Like, no, you don't have to do all that. It was giving teen too much. Matter of fact, this whole first episode was giving teen too much, because was this Married to Medicine or was this the Anila show? Because I feel like Homegirl got a little too much camera time. Just a little too much. You know, they have other characters that, other castmates that do other things. Like, why did she get most of the episode? If this how the season gonna be, y'all gonna lose me. Maybe this is why I was half asleep during the episode. Like, I just wasn't really into it. So the guys kick back and have their cigars, and they're talking and yakking and talking, and then Contessa and Quad start talking, and Contessa opens up about why she's so upset with Heavenly, and it mainly comes down to the social media stuff. Because she feels like once you put it out there, social media is forever. And she felt a ways that, you know, her so-called friend would really be dragging her through the mud. And I mean, I used to see some of the stuff that Heavenly put out there, and really she was basically just addressing the questions that the people were asking. It's not like she would really go up there and be like, I'm gonna go on a rant about Contessa and Scott. People were asking and she was answering. But I mean, hey, you know, people gotta get upset and get mad because, I mean, if they don't have a storyline, then they can't be on the show. So I guess it's gonna be her storyline. She mad at Heavenly because she brought Heavenly into her business, and Heavenly said what everybody else was saying, but she said it on a bigger platform, even though it was already talked about on national TV, which is bigger than YouTube. But hey, whatever. So Quad defends Heavenly, and she's like, "But girl, Heavenly loves you. Heavenly's been crying about y'all not having that friendship and that closeness. Y'all need to talk. Y'all need to get it together. Y'all need to bring it back. Y'all sisters, y'all friends." Yeah. And that's where this one ended. The first episode for me was a drag, was a bore. It was kind of, it was just kind of what it was. It felt like the Anila show. I'm gonna need for the other episodes to not be the Anila show. That's what I got from this. And it seems like, please don't let this whole season be about Contessa and Heavenly and this YouTube stuff, because this is probably worth about 10 minutes of an episode, but after that we need to move on, because she said no more than what everybody else done said. Like, it's really not that serious. Miss even, you know, even though she's not single and ready to mingle, she still want to look the part just in case she gotta go back out there. But anywho, so that's the end of this review for Married to Medicine season 9 episode 1, Bless This Mess. Yes, somebody bless it, because this is a mess. This first episode was a total mess, and it kind of seemed all over the place. Hopefully the rest of the episodes will have some kind of substance and some kind of something, because y'all kind of letting me down. Y'all had me waiting 15 years for this season premiere, and it's just, anyway. So that's it, y'all. So make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss other reviews like this one, and I'll be sure to catch y'all on the next one. All right.